Well, my Pro Video Academy is all about how to record videos to this kind of standard and quality rather than using your phone or your webcam. But up till now, it doesn't actually cover anything about how to script out the videos, which is what's inspired me to do this little mini course. And you get to benefit from that because right now I'm giving you a quick fire overview of the 7 stages that we're going to go through. Well, I'm Adrian Salisbury from the Pro Video Academy. Thank you for checking out this video. As we're looking at this topic on how to create content, I'm actually going to be using myself as the example, and as I'm creating this video right here, you're going to see how we actually do it. Now, although I'm not going to cover it in this video, let me just say that my ideas for my topics usually come out of questions and feedback that I get from people. From the Facebook group, from the page, from YouTube comments, when people start saying things to me, or potential customers that are checking it out are going, does your course cover this or that? It makes me go, right, that's a future video I need to do. And that's exactly where this came from. Someone said to me, does the Academy teach you how to actually script out your videos? And I thought, no, I don't do that. So why don't we? And I want to explain in this video as quickly as I can how I take that initial seed, that thought, right the way through to a video, potentially a mini course. Let's get into this and show you how it's done. Stage 1, get ready to be creative. Now for me, I am not in a creative mood when I'm sitting on a Friday afternoon in front of my computer. There's no way I'm going to get any creative juices flowing there. So for me, the best thing I can do is to grab that question, that idea, and I head out and have a walk with the dog. I use my phone and I use the dictaphone in it, and I'm just kind of dropping ideas as they're coming in. Just blurting them out doesn't make any difference what order they're in or whether they make a lot of sense at that stage. It's just me being open and focusing on it and just letting things come to me. Now, walking might not be your thing, but just get up, get around, get some music on, get some energy flowing, and try to get those ideas coming through. Now, stage 2 is the brain dump. Now, if you've done like me and done the walking bit first, your first lot of content going up onto your board or your wall is all going to come straight out of your dictaphone. If you've skipped that first stage, well, this is the time for you to get creative and start writing all these things down. Now, I do recommend that you're not sitting at your computer doing this. It might be that you'd rather sit in a coffee shop with a notepad and scribble it down there. Or do like I do and get some pens and scribble on your walls. Use a whiteboard. Scribble on the windows if you need to. Just be creative, be a bit fun at this stage, and just dump down anything that you can think of that's related to this topic. Doesn't really matter at this stage how relevant it is or whether it's going to get used. Quite often a new mini course has come out of one little thing that I've posted on here and thought, oh, that's a big one. Let's take that out for something else. Now, most of what I'm writing down are potential headings and topics and things that I want to cover, but I'm also putting in here some notes about potential B-roll footage. Maybe oh, this clip would work well, or maybe I'm scribbling a note because I'm remembering somebody else's video that I've heard talking about this and I want to just pull in some of the notes or the stats that they used. So yeah, anything that is relevant, throw it up at this stage. I keep going at this until I dry up, and then I try to come back to it again and go, right, okay, can I add any more to that? What does that mean? And sometimes I'll find gaps or just, yeah, you're a lot more creative when you're standing, when you're writing like this. You can stand back from it, check it out. Yeah, this stage now, before we get to the computer, is definitely for me the most creative bit. Then stage 3, we're going to slice all that up. While I'm still at my board, I try to make some sense of this and sort it all out. So where are the chapters? Where are the categories? How can I order and prioritize the things on here? Then I jump over finally to my computer, and for me, I use Trello. I find that the boards on here really useful. It's just like having little post-it notes that I can move around and drag and drop, and I find it a great way to take the scattered content off of my wall and bring it down here now and make some order and some structure. It's definitely worthwhile as you're making those notes and you're moving things across, just striking them off the board so you make sure you can easily see you're working your way through it and you're not going to miss anything out. Stage 4 is to flesh it out, and I'm going to go through every item that I've just put on there and add as much content as possible to it. Now, sometimes I find I'm combining these little individual items into one, and just go into this. Again, as I say, inside Trello, I can see the initial layout of it very easily, and then I can click on any of those, and I don't use all of what it's capable of in here. I'm just putting something in that description as my initial blurb, really, that's going to go around that thought, that item. So while I'm loosely doing that in Trello initially, there's no formatting in there. I'm not going to use that as my script, as the item that I'm reading when I'm making my video. So I copy and paste that over to a Word doc, or Pages in my case on an Apple, and I start laying that out, and I'm just doing, a new page for each item that I want to record. I start formatting it, I make it easy, so maybe I'm bolding bits out of there or capitalizing it so that when I'm flicking through my notes, it's quite easy to keep up with. And I'll write in there in red, in my case, just some notes about the B-roll footage that I want to be adding in as well. It's one of the beauties of writing it out in long form like this up front, is that I can kind of preview it and go, yeah, this would be a good bit to get an over-the-shoulder shot or whatever it might be. So I'm kind of thinking of that as I'm going. Now remember, I'm very much about you doing this recording on your own. We're not having a team of people in here with us. So if we're going to be using, I can't have two cameras running at once. The initial camera that's running and filming me now is then going to be used to come back in after I've done that and do the over-the-shoulder shot or the other different clips that I want. So I can do it all on my own. I don't need another pair of hands, but I just need to be planned and structured at this stage. You also get a chance to practice this through and just literally read through your notes and time it. How long is this video going to end up? Now, stage 5, we're hitting record, and I've got in front of me a big long document with pages for the different chapters, the different videos that I want to record, and I'm ready to go, and I can just blitz through this now in the filming. But a note of warning, if this is how you're going, I definitely recommend that you do a short little bit first, test it, have a listen to it. Is the audio okay? Are you in focus? Is everything set as you want it to? Don't go doing a whole series of videos and get to the end, put it into your computer and go, oh, there's a buzzing noise, what's that? Trust me, I've done it, and I won't do it again. When all of that is shot, go through and edit it all, and you'll end up with a folder full of these lovely categorized videos. And when all that's done, edit it and put it into a nice little folder. If you've got more than one video, make sure it's organized and they've got names that make sense for when you come to actually create the course. Then stage 6, you're going to build that course. Now, it might be that you've already got a course and this is just an extra video that you're adding in, or maybe you're just doing it as a little YouTube video, as I'm doing right now. But if you're starting from scratch and you're building a course, what options have you got? Well, you can, as I say, just use YouTube and put free content up. You can put it in a playlist so it's organized for someone to follow through. If you want to make some money out of this, consider putting some adverts on it on YouTube, but don't be expecting to make a living from this. You're probably going to get, very loosely, about $1 for every 1,000 views. The better thing to do is to create a course if you haven't already, and be selling that. So why don't you put it, the simplest and cheapest way of doing it is to use Udemy. It's a free platform that you can host your training courses onto. But you're not going to make, don't expect, if you put a course up for $100, people won't buy it at $100. Typically, most of the sales, I know because I've got courses on there, most of your sales are going to happen when they promote like a 90% discount. And bear in mind that anyone that comes through that they advertise, they take 50% off as well. So don't be surprised if your $100 course actually earns you like $5. And so when you see people on there that have got, tens of thousands of members or students, don't be thinking, wow, they're making millions out of this. They're doing all right, but it's way lower than what the typical price is that you can see advertised. But it works. It's a good platform. They promote it for you. And if you're just getting started, it's not a bad place to go. Your next stage up from that is for you to do it yourself. And you can use WordPress and you can get a plugin and do it that way. Or I've done that, and actually I didn't like the experience of it. It was clunky. It took me a lot of time trying to mess around and watch videos on how to do certain things. I actually shifted across after about 6 months messing around, and I took trials out on Teachable and Thinkific to test them out. I ended up going with Thinkific, and then I ran a course on that for 4 or 5 months maybe. Found some frustrations in it, shifted across to Kajabi, which in itself is a dearer platform, but it also includes all of the emailing stuff that you need. You can do your webinars on there, you can do your landing pages, your registration pages for your courses, takes your payments, all of that stuff is built into one product. So initially it looks expensive, but when you look at it, it is a holistic platform that allows you to do everything you need on there. And if you're interested in Kajabi, because I've already got a package there, I can offer you an affiliate link and get you, I believe, 15% discount. So that link's below. Stage 7 is to promote that sucker. There's nothing more frustrating than creating a course and then finding nobody's there to buy it or nobody even sees it. In fact, let me step back. You shouldn't even be doing it that way. Please don't build a course out if you haven't even had some market research, tested it out with people, asked if there's even an audience for it. But we're going way off topic here. All I want to say is if you want to promote that, from my experience, I kind of struggled and didn't really know how to promote it. I ended up finding James Wedmore with his Business by Design program, and it just lays everything out. He teaches you in there how to take the course that you've got and market it and promote it, and most helpfully actually to analyze it and see what worked and what didn't so you can scale it up from there. It's exactly what I'm doing. It's the model that I'm following now. He's an awesome coach, and I totally recommend Business by Design if you're just starting out on this whole course creation journey. Well, I hope you found that useful. It's exactly what I do every time I have a new topic or an idea that I want to create a video or a little mini course on. And to be honest, often until you get started in this, you don't know whether it's going to be a quick short video or it's going to end up being your next mini course. I did one just recently on confidence that I thought would be a short one video, and it ended up being a 3-part one that I built a boot camp around as well. So, the potential is there, but just start throwing these ideas up on your board and let's see where it goes. But please, as ever, the Facebook group is where the community is. Pro Video Hackers, come and join us. Post any questions you like in there and I'll get back to you pretty instantly. Well, thanks ever so much for your time. If you've enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And as I say, join me over in that Facebook group. Keep your eye out, more videos like this coming very soon.